I've got a bit of a tragedy in store for you today. Hello, I am Xarkun, and this is World of Warships Legends. For this game, we're going to be on Sleeping Giant Domination Mode, and we're going to be playing the Tier 7 Tech Tree German battleship Bismarck. In fact, we're going to have quite a good game in the Bismarck, and we're going to play it the way that it was meant to be played, with a healthy amount of measured aggression. Unfortunately, if you saw the title of this video, which I assume you did if you clicked on it to watch it, then you might suspect that things aren't necessarily going to go in our favor. And spoiler alert, they are not. But I won't tell you exactly how they don't go in our favor. We'll save that for when it happens. Instead, we'll just describe what we are doing in the game, but take note of the friendly Cossack in front of us. The Cossack is not a ship you often see in World of Warships Legends, and that is sad. I actually own the Cossack on PC. I bought it as a premium ship so that I could grind credits more easily, and I wish the developers of World of Warships Legends would give the Cossack its 4th gun turret back, and also give it the British smokescreen charges it's supposed to have, and then bump it up to Tier 7, where I think it would perform very, very well as a Tier 7 destroyer. I really, really wish they could do that. If I could have a number of wishes in this game granted, that would be one of them, because the Cossack is really an excellent destroyer, but not really in the state that we have it in this game. Anyway, this game is not about the Cossack. I just wanted to let that be known, because it's not something I think I've talked about before. We're going toward the Charlie flank, though. We got a Udachi pushing that way, and we see an Indianapolis out there. And the Indianapolis, he gets hit really, really hard by one of our teammates, and we're going to finish him off here for our first kill of the game. We get the first blood medal, and we've eliminated the radar threat to the friendly destroyer who is pushing the Delta Cap. We see a Vanguard in front of us. One thing we know about the Vanguard is that if you play it broadside, it can give you the impression that it's not a very good ship. Why is that? Well, because if somebody sends a salvo of battleship caliber AP at your broadside, it can do that. Vanguard is now reduced to approximately half health, and less than 3 minutes have passed in the game. The enemy destroyer is revealed to us 7.3 kilometers away. It is quite unfortunately a Lo Yang, and we know that the Lo Yang has excellent hydroacoustic search, and also that he is a better gunboat than the friendly Udachi. And then the Lo Yang torpedoes the Udachi, and just like that, we've lost the destroyer on our flank. But we do trade a destroyer, I think, on the other side of the map, where the friendly Atlanta kills the enemy Akatsuki in the center. We're going to continue pushing this way. We've got the sonar running, just in case the Lo Yang launches any torpedoes at us. And the Vanguard goes down, so that just leaves the Azuma left alive on this flank. Going to take a shot at him, but notice that Azuma is angled quite well. This guy knows how to angle that ship, and that might give you a small indication that perhaps he's a decent player. And in fact, spoiler alert, that Azuma is going to come back and bite my team in the hindquarters before this game is over. Now, unfortunately, we're too far away from the Lo Yang smoke screen to pick him up with our sonar, which is not great. I really wish we had been closer, but sonar, it's only got like 10 seconds left, so we don't necessarily want to push into a smoke screen that we know contains a destroyer, whose torpedoes at this point are probably fairly close to being reloaded. We do have a cruiser behind us, a friendly cruiser. I think it's a Suzuya, who is also going to come into play later in this game. So we're going to assume that the Suzuya, based on the fact that he is moving forward, is going to deal with that Lo Yang, and we're going to allow him to do that because he's much better equipped to deal with that destroyer than we are at this point. And the remaining friendly destroyer in the center of the map, I believe he was responsible for taking the Bravo cap, is pinging us for help, or he's pinging for help generally. So we're going to go to answer his requests for assistance. And I know that some of the social media experts in this game like to complain that destroyers don't do enough work to support their battleships, but in fact, that is a foolish complaint, and what you want is actually the opposite way around. In fact, the battleship is there to support the destroyer, because the destroyer is the unit that wins games, not really the battleship. You can thumbs down the video if you want, if you don't like that point of view, but it's a fact. Another fact, it is impossible to kill a Scharnhorst. You see? Science. That guy's not dead, even though he should be. Maybe our secondaries can kill him. Yep, there we go. We get the Close Quarters Expert medal, also known as the Skill Kill. Why is it known as the Skill Kill? Because it takes an immeasurable amount of Super Unicum skill to acquire the Close Quarters Expert medal. Very rare medal. You only see Super Unicums get it. So if you've ever gotten a Close Quarters Expert, congratulations, you're a Super Unicum. Anyway, we're going to move into the center of the map now. There's a Peter bag ration in that cap, and there's an Alabama over there as well. We know the Lo Yang, which is the last remaining enemy destroyer, was last spotted on the complete opposite flank of the map, so there's no danger of being torpedoed by him if we push in here. There is a danger of being torpedoed by the Piotr bag ration, though, so we're going to mess with the throttle here. We do slow down. Good thing we didn't slow down sooner, because we probably would have taken those torpedoes, but we're able to avoid them, and our hydroacoustic search consumable is 20 seconds away from coming off of cooldown, which means we're going to be able to push in even further. And this is what I was referring to when I said measured aggression. You can't just take your Bismarck out into the center of the map the moment the game starts. This may come as a surprise to you, but German turtleback armor, as nice as it might be for preventing citadels at close range, it does not, in fact, make you invincible. Neither does the hydroacoustic search, but turning it on in a situation like this is a good idea. We're going to be able to spot these torpedoes as soon as the bag ration launches them. Indeed, there they are. And we are instantly going to be able to start performing a turn, which should carry us safely out of the way of the path of these torpedoes. Unfortunately, our guns are not going to be quite quick enough to traverse enough that we can get them on target against the bag ration. So we're going to have to call on the secondaries once more. Will they come through for us? Let's see. Yes, they will. There is our second Close Quarters Expert. Unfortunately, we are not quite angled well enough against the Alabama, or else he just gets a nasty shot against our angled side, and he takes away a lot of our health. So at this point, I'm debating with myself, do I want to ram the Alabama? It's 3 versus 3, so I do want to set my team up for a win. If I ram the Alabama, then it's only going to be that cruiser and destroyer left. Having that destroyer left does give us a very, very good advantage at winning this game. But I see that there's an opportunity to perform a drive-by on the Alabama, so I take that opportunity instead of ramming him. Doesn't quite work out. We aren't able to finish him off, and now we really have to worry about angling toward this guy, because even one salvo from him into our broadside, even if it doesn't get a citadel, is probably going to be enough to kill us. The Alabama is on about 1/3 health. He's showing us broadside once more, but the questionable accuracy of German battleship guns lets us down. We're kind of trying to get the front 2 turrets on target, but it is a risky move. We're basically a one-shot kill for this Alabama, provided he can aim his shot correctly, and unfortunately for us, he can. He kills us, and that just leaves the friendly Suzuya and the friendly Cossack versus this Alabama, another enemy battleship, and the Azuma, who earlier demonstrated some excellent angling, but later demonstrated some questionable choices by sailing to the very edge of the map. Unfortunately for us, our Cossack is caught in a bit of a pickle. He is sort of stuck in between these islands with an Alabama over here, another battleship over behind the islands, and an Azuma closing in on him. But we were able to take down the Alabama's health quite significantly, and he's taking HE spam from both the Cossack and the Suzuya. I think the Suzuya is benefiting from the Cossack's spotting here, or else the Suzuya's own plane is spotting the Alabama. Actually, I think that must be what's happening, because the Cossack is smoked up. One of them here is going to get a fire on this Alabama, which should be a permafire, and I think it is the Cossack with one of these salvos. There's the fire. The Alabama is deploying the repair party consumable, so he is going to be able to heal up a little bit, but it shouldn't be enough to save him from the fire of the Suzuya and the Cossack. And we can see the Suzuya is on perilously low health. And you might wonder, why are we continuing to watch this game after I have perished? Well, I think because it's going to be a bit of a learning experience for the people, the viewers watching this. The Cossack launches some Hail Mary torps at that battleship. They miss, and the Azuma is able to take the Cossack down. That leaves only the Suzuya versus the Azuma and the last remaining enemy battleship. But take note of the situation of the game here. There are less than 4 minutes left to go. It's 2 versus 1 in favor of the enemy, but my team holds 3 out of 4 of the capture circles, and the enemy team holds 0. That means their points total is frozen at 359 until and unless they can secure a cap, or until they can kill this Suzuya, at which point they win. So, in order for this Suzuya to win, all he has to do is not get spotted and not get shot. Not a terribly difficult feat for a Suzuya to perform. Its concealment is not too bad at all, especially if you spec for it, with Gunichi Mikawa, which I highly recommend you do if you own the Suzuya or any of the IJN cruisers. Concealment is a very good thing to have on them. And this Suzuya is going to demonstrate that he does, in fact, know what he needs to do in order to win. Judging by this shot here, he takes a very, very safe shot at the enemy battleship just as he goes into concealment. So he's not going to be spotted. There's no danger of return fire. And he resets the battleship's cap progress on Bravo, which is going to buy us, a few more seconds before that battleship captures the Bravo cap. Charlie is turning red, means the Azuma is inside of the Charlie cap, and he comes around the corner, but he doesn't shoot at the Suzuya, which indicates that the Suzuya is not spotted, at least not until he shoots his guns. So, okay, a little bit of a mistake on the Suzuya's part, right? He recognizes that he is spotted. He takes a shot from the Azuma, but the shot is not lethal, so no harm, no foul. He is able to get away relatively unscathed. He has not been sunk. The Azuma actually exits the Charlie cap, so that's not even going to be taken. And once again, the enemy team is at 359 points because they hold no caps and have no source of points income. Meanwhile, our total continues to rise. There are less than 2 minutes left to go in this game now. There is no possible way for the enemy team to win except by killing this Suzuya. And in order to do that, they're going to need to be spotted. But the Suzuya is a very fast cruiser that does not need to be spotted if it doesn't want to be. Now remember, the Azuma shot at the Suzuya with armor piercing, and the Suzuya got away unscathed. So I know exactly what this player is thinking right now. He's thinking there's 45 seconds left to go, so if I shoot at this Azuma, his return salvo is probably not going to be enough to kill me. Except it is. So we lose the game, and the sacrifice that I performed in my Bismarck to try and do everything I could to give these guys the leading edge is all for naught, and unfortunately, we lose. But I'm not mad at that particular player, not trying to blame him or pick on him or shame him. I know exactly what he was thinking, but take it from me, I'm willing to criticize myself when I make mistakes, and I'll criticize other players when they make mistakes. So take it from me, even if you think it's safe to shoot in the last 45 seconds of the game, and you're in a position like that to win, don't shoot. Take the win. Don't try to win harder. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.